Spend a few minutes talking with you about how to publish a Google Slideshow, or it could be Google Docs or Google Sheets, to the website so that you can share it in a way that students won't be able to mess things up or move things around. It would be just, it would appear to them as if it were a web page. So I know that Erin Moody is going to be sharing with you her virtual classroom field trip that we worked on last year. And part of that activity is to have a link on the directions where students can go and do a virtual field trip using a Google Slideshow. So this is an example of the slideshow that we made this summer. This is how it might be shared to you, and you would have to make a copy of it and then make a few changes. So for instance, in the slideshow, we want to link back on each of the research pages to your Seesaw activity. So right now I'm going to undo these links. I'm going to remove the link that's there so that the link is not active. And we'll come back to how to fix that in just a minute. But at the bottom of each of these animal adventures is what we're calling it, we're going to end up putting a link here that would take them back to the Seesaw activity that we're working on right now. I'm not going to work in Erin's activity. I'm going to work on one that is a copy of hers but doesn't have the multimedia link present or attached at this point. So I'm going to click on it and I want to edit this activity. So I have the directions, and in these directions I've taken out the part that Erin has added about Pebble Go. Last year when her class and many of the classes in the county used this virtual field trip to the Cincinnati Zoo we created, we were using the free access to Pebble Go. This year instead, we're going to be using stories that were added to an EPIC library collection. So I've changed that and put it in the directions that students can also read more about these animals by opening your EPIC app and using the Zoo Virtual Field Trip Collection, which I should spell correctly, your teacher has shared with you in your EPIC mailbox. So that direction has been changed. And I'm not sure why that says this, so I'm going to take that out. But what I'm getting ready to do is to publish the slideshow to the web in a way that I can add it as an attachment right here. A couple of things I want to do first is I want to take a screenshot of the first page so that I have a nice image to add as my multimedia example. So on my computer, I do Command-Shift-4. Nope, I'm sorry, Command-Shift-5. On yours, it might be Command-Shift-4. And I want to put a box around the very first page of the slideshow so that I have an image to attach. And then I have to get ready to publish this to the web. I'm going to go over to File, and I'm going to click on Publish to the Web. I'm not going to make any changes in this window. I'm just going to click on this yellow button that says Publish. It's asking me, do I want to publish this selection? And my answer is okay. Now I'm going to copy the link that appears right here. And if I were to go and put it in on a new tab, you'll see the difference between the two versions of the slideshow. This version is probably how Erin will share it to you, because you will have to do some work in here, and I will come back to that in just a few minutes. We do have to add the link to your Seesaw activity after you post it. So I'm going to come back and edit this page and copy this and paste it on each of the animal adventures in the slideshow. This slideshow is what's called a publish to the web slideshow. The links work, but the kids cannot mess it up. It's not going to move around. It would open up videos from the Cincinnati Zoo collection. The students can watch it. You might want to talk about the fact that after they watch it, they're going to have to close this window to get back to the slideshow or to get back to their Seesaw activities. So I'm getting ready to publish that link in my Seesaw as the multimedia instructions or example. I'm going to click here, and I want to add a photo. Not a photo. I do that every time. I'm going to upload a file. I want to choose a file from my computer. That's that screenshot I just took. And I want that to be showing over to the left for my directions. So there's the picture I want, the image I want it to appear. And then I'm going to highlight this image. I'm going to pick it. Whoops, I don't have my move button on. I have my draw button, so let me erase the drawing I just did and select the move tool. So if I wanted to, I could, I'll have to unlock it to move. Oh, it's down here, unlock. I'm going to show you that this is just an image. If I wanted to, I could shrink it a little bit so it doesn't entirely fill the page. And then I might want to, now that it's unlocked, I'm going to actually add a hyperlink. I have this image selected. That's what these little dots mean. I call those handles. I'm going to click on link, and I want it to appear on this image. Hopefully I did it right. And there it is. That's the link that I want to be on this page. I can take this off. And now make this larger. So that's what the students see. And the link is still there. So if I click save, there's what the students would click on when they're getting their multimedia example. So my directions are here, and I could record my information. The multimedia link is to the side, so when they click on it, it's going to open up that published to the web version of our virtual field trip, where they can choose an animal, do the work, go to the Cincinnati Zoo collection of videos. And then in a minute, we're going to add the link down here that would take them back to the Seesaw activity. But we won't do that in this version. Now, the nice thing about publishing to the web, let me go back to this, sorry. I have to assign this to a class so that I can get a copy of the student link. Once it's assigned to my training class, I can now click here, and I want to copy this link. I'm going to get a copy of the student link, and I am going to go into my version that is still editable. I can edit and make changes, and I want to publish or post, create a hyperlink back to the Seesaw activity. So I'm going to put it in on the words, and then I'm also going to put it on the photograph of the little Seesaw image. And I don't know if I did that right, so I want to take it off and try it again. When I click here, there is already a link, and I'm afraid that might be wrong, so I am going to take it out and hopefully paste again the correct link. Now, if I copy both of these together and I go to each page in my slideshow, I'm going to take out these ones I already had there, and I paste them in. Once again, these aren't supposed to be here. I did that earlier. Paste it in, and I want this pasted at the bottom of each of these animal adventure pages. The nice thing about a published to the web version is that when I make changes in the original, it automatically updates the published version on the website. So even after my Seesaw activity is started, if a student were to notice, or a family member were to notice a spelling mistake, or notice that one of my links doesn't work, they could let me know, and I could go back in this original slideshow and I could make a change. And then when I click on this and I update, now that link that I've just been pasting in is here. So when the kids get done doing their research and they go and they read their epic book, they could click here. It's just one more way to get back to the assignment in our training class. And so the students, if they haven't added a response, could click here and I'll sign in as the sample student. And now I'm ready. Here's my first page. It tells me I'm going to use my highlighter and I'm going to mark out or highlight each animal activity that I choose to do on the virtual field trip. If I need to get back to the field trip, I just click on the up there and open the link. And it takes me back to the published version of the field trip. I can close that. And then after each page that they work on, they're supposed to, after they do each adventure, they're supposed to click on a page and put in the animal's name, circle where the animal lives, what their habitat is, and then either type or write with a pen or record themselves talking about how the animal gets what it needs from its habitat. And I'm supposed to think about if this animal has any special abilities or physical appearance that helps it survive in its habitat. And the student puts that there. Each day they would draft or save it as a draft until they're finished with all the required activities. So hopefully that has been helpful. I'm not really completing that Seesaw activity, so I don't have to save it. But Erin is probably going to share this slideshow with you, not the published to the web version, because each teacher that's using this activity needs to make this link on all the animal adventure pages that goes to their specific class Seesaw activity. So as I keep going, I'm going to put it on each page that has an animal adventure. And then it will update automatically in my published to the web version and be ready for my students to use. If you have any questions or you need any help, feel free to contact me or talk with your school ITF, and we will be glad to help out. Thanks.